Okay, so I've never done a game review before, but today I want to talk about a classic game that I grew up with, maybe one of the first games that I've ever played. Flatout 2. I've mentioned this before in the Please Fix Your Car video I did. If you're unaware, Flatout 2 is a game where you crash cars and race them. It's obviously the sequel to Flatout, but this game improves that by like 10 times. Let me show you why. I like the racing part because you'll be speeding at like 200 miles per hour and some idiot tries to pass you, so you crash them into a wall. There's 3 classes: Derby, Race, and Street. Derby's the strongest class of cars, but it's also the slowest. The race class is balanced and the street class is weak but really fast. There's also the stunt class, which doesn't get its own class title, but you can only use them for stunts, so they technically are a class. The game has 3 modes: races, stunts, and derbies. Stunts are the weirdest. You need to drive your car to the end goal and launch your driver to complete whatever the stunt wants you to. High jump is one of my favorites. In high jump, me and my brothers would do anything except for what the game told us to. We just try to see how high we could launch the driver. Check this out. Another one we messed around in was field goal. The goal was to pass the field goal as quickly as possible, but we just crashed into the big dudes instead. Ski jump had a big ramp that you could go down, and so we'd try to launch ourselves up into the back of the stage. Now there are other stunts that have ramps like this, but the ski jump was the only one that had a prop gallery at the end. I feel like no matter where I go, I have to be reminded of Fortnite. Anyway, let's talk about derbies. Now derbies are pure chaos. They're just you and 11 other cars in an arena crashing into each other for points. Don't touch an active car for 44 seconds and you're disqualified. You don't need to be the last one standing to win the derby, you just need to crash the most cars and destroy them. Now that we got all the basic things knocked down, let's talk about physics. The cars fly through the air and gain nitro when they hit cars or objects. Use the nitro for a boost to speed or to turn a corner more efficiently. Accelerating is really smooth if you're driving straight. When your driver's launched from the car, he flies like a football. If your car flips sideways, the flipping will rapidly speed up. I don't have a clue how the driver can drive straight after spinning like helicopter blades. Watch this clip of me racing in a field and starting to spin. Now let's talk more about cars. The cars have all sorts of stats like speed, acceleration, weight, strength, you know. Because of this, you'll need to make a good decision of what car you want. Now always go for something with balanced strength and speed. There's one for each class. The Blaster XL, the Lentis, and the Canyon are the 3 that I recommend. The reason you need a strong car so you can crash people during the race and make extra cash. You'll need it too. As the game progresses, the enemies get stronger and faster cars. You need to as well. Upgrades are hard to pay for if you play the game normally, so you'll need to take the fun way and wreck everyone while racing. It is risky if you want to be in first place, but it gets you extra money in the long run. Just be careful not to lose any wheels. Once you lose a wheel, the race is pretty much over. Another good reason to get a strong car. Losing a wheel ruins your balance and changes the turning sensitivity for both sides. The side with a wheel turns tight and the one that's missing a wheel turns really sloppily. With all the buying and upgrading that you'll do, you'll most likely take a minute to listen to the music the game plays. It's older stuff, but it is good. I'll have a link to this game's playlist in the description. The visual effects are pretty good too. This game was released in 2006 and I still think it looks realistic in more ways than not. Now back to the actual game. Once you're done with all 3 classes, you'll be able to purchase basically any car that you want. As you might suspect, the most expensive car is the best. The Venom is the Derby's best, the Insetta's the race best, and the Road King and Bullet GT are the street's best. The Bullet GT is better than the Road King in terms of speed, strength, and price, but the Road King is way lighter. I still think the Bullet GT is better though because it's got better speed and powers through objects better. Now someone might say that more weight is better, but I don't think so because I can't really argue for light cars though because the Road King gets knocked off the trail all the time. Another cool thing is that the Derby cars are based off of the race cars from the first game. The Chili is based off of the Pepper, and the Venom is based off of the Blade. I think it's also worth mentioning that Flatout 2 had a remake called Flatout Ultimate Carnage. It's literally just Flatout 2 but with better graphics, and I tried to launch it several times before, but my laptop keeps asking if Steam can get access, so don't expect me to review that anytime soon. It's okay though, my computer isn't really made for games anyway. There's also a multiplayer mode, but it was taken down a long time ago. There is a way to get past that though. I'll put the link in the description to the video guide that'll let you play multiplayer Flatout. But yeah, that's most of everything I have to say about this game. If you want to pick the game up, I'll put a link to that in the description. Now I have to go, but you can expect to see some more content here soon. And I'm probably going to go back to the ranting format since I have a lot to yell at you about right now. See y'all later.